Hello everybody, it's your pal Christy here, and this video is a sequel to the last video where I talked about my OC Lie. If you need to catch up on that, I would recommend to go watch that video. This one is going to be talking about Silver, the leader of this gang and my other favorite OC. Silver, like Lie, has appeared on this channel before, way back here. This is actually one of my oldest drawings of them too, but I figured it's a good time to talk about them since quite a bit has changed character-wise. Design-wise, pretty much not at all. I'm going to be talking about them and their backstory, but also about the species that they are, which are demons. I've been wanting to talk about that forever, so let's tackle two topics with one video and jump right in. So Silver is a demon, and demons in my universe can be one of the most powerful beings, although demons can look many different ways. They all share the same swirly shape in their eyes. That's always my go-to for demons. Silver as a character is very straightforward, honest, a little rude, and very dark. A lot like Wednesday Addams, they can get pretty easily annoyed by the people around them and find things that is normal to us silly, like gravity. They work for the same organization I talked about in Lie's video, and yes, they are the demon that Lie made a deal with in order to save his life. In their story, they also recruited other strange entities, who they find all annoying and silly in different ways. In their own way, they do care about them, but now it is a bit hard to talk about Silver since there's a lot of lore surrounding demons that you need to know in order to understand them and their motivations. So, let's talk about that. So, demons in Miracle and Gateways are born in the same process. The matter which demons come from is this energy that was created as a result of time being created. This energy was too strong and chaotic, and the gods of my main universe and the previous guardians of Miracle had opted to store the energy inside of items, most often weapons. And in order for a demon to be born, it has to be done with a ritual involving the weapons. One person will be chosen, and that person has to die by the hands of the weapon. The matter is transferred from the weapon into the individual's soul or aura, and once it's completely engulfed, the soul is destroyed, and in its place is a demon. That's not all to it though, because oftentimes the person in question will have a dying wish or want. During the process, the unborn demon will be able to hear this, and as a reaction to their birth, will seek out to fulfill that want to avenge the soul. Their powers can also be based on the wants of the person as well, but this can lower the power of a demon since it limits them to what they can do. A demon's powers is based on the amount of matter that was placed on the weapon. One thing I also want to make super clear is that the person that would be used for the ritual is completely gone after this process. The demon is a completely separate entity to the person, the soul being just completely shattered and gone. Sometimes the demon will take a form similar to what the person looked like, but that's very rare. For an example of all this besides Silver, we can look at the demon from Lost Hearts. I told you that would be relevant again. That demon was born from the Akuma's mistaken the ritual as one that could bring someone back from the dead. This ended up not being the case, obviously. The weapon that was used was actually this knife, but it barely had much matter in it, causing the demon to be pretty weak, which can be observed based on the appearance. This sort of wispy form is how demons are naturally born, and weak demons can't deviate from this. Stronger demons can change their appearance to a single physical form, but still have their horns and swirly eyes. The strongest demons are able to change their form however they want and can even change the appearance of their horns. Silver is one of the strongest demons, and they have multiple different forms, not considering any one to be their true form, although this one is the one that you and the gang sees most often. And they also change their horns to be a halo, but because it takes a lot of energy to do this, it's not perfect, which is why it appears a little trippy. Silver 2 was created in this demon ritual, although it went about a little differently. The soul that was used belonged to a helper, kind of this world's versions of angels who serve the guardian in different ways. But don't be fooled, helpers are often the ones that that cause more trouble, them and the Guardian, since they keep trying to mess with the world for something they want. However, the helper that we're talking about didn't know about this and just tried helping along with their friend. The weapon that was used was the spear, and was actually the helper's weapon that was disguised to look like not a dark weapon. It was disguised to look like just like their spear. It was just their spear. At least that's what it looked like at first. The helper wanted to be free of the role and could sense something was calling out to them from the weapon. After a fight with their friend, they accidentally got stabbed in the heart with their spear, and this is when Silver was born. However, this helper didn't have a want or wish when they died, so Silver didn't hear anything. When they emerged, they saw the helper's body, recognizing them as the one who gave them life, and so in honor of that, they based one of their forms off of them. They also made this form to kind of mock the helpers as well, and they also like this form because they want to find out what it was the helper wanted before they died. You see, although Silver doesn't believe in control or destiny, and is a very free person, they feel like they have no purpose, and so wander aimlessly, hoping that one day it'll click. Currently, they're trying out working for this monster and helper hunting corporation, and generally flipping off the helpers and guardians because I know they're not good. Now that you're familiar with them, I'll talk a little about the artwork before we end. Since I wanted this one to match Lai's artwork, I also made it a close-up shot, although I did accidentally end up making the head too big. I did make the lines too thick this time though, and the background was really easy to do since I just copied over the one I did for Lai's and changed the color and pattern of the shading. The palettes for the rendering and background pretty much was red, but also the same bluish gray that I used for their skin. The biggest thing I did differently with this one was create a halo effect behind their head. I've tried this before in the past, but it definitely looks better here. Yeah, before we also end, I would like to talk a little bit about some of the powers that Silver has. Like I said, they have the ability to change multiple different forms. One of the forms I imagine that they take is a bunny. I don't know why. I've made it so that they really like bunnies, and so one of their forms is a bunny. So we got bunny form. They can also create like these little like circular spikes, I guess. Like it's like a halo but with spikes around it, and they can use that to kill people. They mostly do it to decapitate people. I never said they were a good person. Demons often, like, a lot of the times they're pretty bad, but also they can lean like very neutral. Silver is definitely very neutral. They're very single-minded on finding their purpose, and so doesn't really consider others' feelings that much. They do eventually start caring more about the people they recruited because character development, that's always fun. But yeah, they also just don't want to feel like alone and not having a purpose, so that's part of the reason why they recruit people like Lai. Lai, at this point in the story, where he's working with the corporation that Silver's a part of, doesn't really have like a motivating goal anymore, since he kind of fulfilled his want for revenge, and everyone he loved before is dead, so he just kind of wanders through life the same way Silver does. But Silver kind of envies him because he's always seemed like way more satisfied with this. Like, he doesn't seem upset about it at all. So they can find this a little annoying, but they keep him around still, and that'll be partially the same for a lot of the other characters in this lineup, which I also want to make artworks similar to these two. One of them is really cool. I might do a artwork of that soon. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say, so I'll go ahead and let the rest of the speed paint play out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't seen the last video where I talk about Lai, be sure to check that out since these two are like a duo, so a kind of a matching pair. If you want to buy my comic, Lost Hearts, on Etsy, you can do that in the link below. I also sell other stuff on Etsy. I recently started adding mouse pads, which is really fun. I also have other comics, Mysteries of Saria and Haikyuu's Magical World on Webtoon, and an Instagram where I'm trying my best to post as regularly as I can. I'm really not good at it. If you are tired of Instagram though, you could also follow me on Artful, which is like Instagram but for artists. And I hope you have a good day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.